the agenda. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first workshop of Small Things Con. Yay!
Pumped.
I'm going to take a minute to do some tweets of saying like, "Hey, we're live. Come join us on the YouTubes while we are getting started." Janae is going to be a little bit of our MC. I see people saying hello in the chat already. I'm super excited to see all of you. But before I start tweeting things, let me just say, hi, I'm Katie. I am the director of the Harry Potter Alliance, and I am super excited to have you all here for what is the first of many, many really awesome fan-created and driven workshops to help keep everybody together during what is a wild, wild time that we're all sort of experiencing in our homes, but we're going to find ways to do small things that help make the world way better through Small Things Con. So thank you all for being a part of it. Now I'm going to tweet some things telling people to come to this.
Heck yeah. Hi, my name's Janae. I also work for Harry Potter Alliance.
Yay!
Yeah, I think we I just want to take a moment and emphasize the fact that this whole thing came together in literally about 72 hours. And I just that was the work of Team HPA, all our awesome volunteers, all of our awesome partners who I emailed and was like, hey, you want to be on this thing? And they were like, yeah, of course I want to be on this thing. I just it just makes me feel so good. It's like, oh, wow, our community is so freaking rad.
Real.
I just love it so much. So thank you all for being here and being part of all of this and hanging out together. This live stream is going to be really chill. Like everyone, Katie and I are, just kind of going with the flow and taking it hour by hour these days. And we really just wanted to hang out together. So that's what we're going to do. We're just gonna hang out. Just kind of do a community check-in.
I literally, I don't know if it was today or yesterday because all the days blend together at this point, but I literally said to Tyler, my husband, I was like in having a moment and he was like, what's going on? And I was just like, I've just had a bad hour in the way that normally you'd be like, I had a bad day.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like that sometimes. It's
I had a bad 15 minutes. Just give me a moment.
Yeah. But we're super excited that all of you are here right now. We got 23 people watching right now. So if you were feeling at all lonely wherever you are, you're not lonely because we got 23 people watching. Most of them are in the chat. 2 of them are right here, which makes it really 25. So you're hanging out with 25 of your best friends right now. We're super excited about it.
That's probably about how many people are in Dumbledore's army, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumbledore's army was huge in impact, but not huge in numbers. And so this is super exciting because we're here with Dumbledore army level numbers, which means we can have Dumbledore army level
impact.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, so if you're in the comment box, tell us how you're doing. Let's have a quick check-in. How's everyone doing? How are things?
However you're feeling, it's okay. It's okay to share because I think we're all feeling a variety of emotions every couple of minutes.
Literally how it is. Ask me every about 60 seconds and there's a new emotion that has arisen as the top one for that moment.
Indeed. Oh, there's already some great tweets for folks who have been anticipating us going live. So that's super exciting. If while we're chatting today, you use the hashtag SmallThingsCon, I'll be able to find you on Twitter. You can also always just tweet at the HP Alliance. We're on most of the channels there. So we're starting to get starting to get some feedback from people. God, I just looked at our YouTube page and I panicked because we were like frozen, but it's because I stopped the YouTube video so that it wouldn't.
Pause the video.
Yeah.
Oh
So
no.
doing exactly what it was supposed to do.
Oh no.
So Janae, tell me how the people are feeling.
Oh well, so Abby, who is the volunteer manager for my department at the HPA,
Now
Abby and I
that
have been
part,
having some deep conversations about the Hunger Games. So, diving back into fandoms, definitely a thing.
I've had some moments where I thought, like, is this what the new Hunger Games prequel is gonna be about?
Is this it?
Is it just
Is
going to
this
be
it?
a live oral history of what's happening right now?
Hmm.
I don't think so,
Um,
but maybe.
Let's see. Danielle is saying, yeah, agreement with the hour by hour roller coaster. Marie having some back pain from sitting all day. Highly recommend like an hourly stretch, like set a reminder for yourself for sure.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that's real. Also, if you've been sitting on your couch, man, sometimes I'm like, sit on my couch, self-care, and then my back is like, no, it's not self-care.
Yeah.
This is
I
bad.
do a mix of, so I have a standing desk, by which I mean I have a desk that I put a big large box on top of, and then I put my computer on top of the box, and that really helps with the pain.
It's what we call a nonprofit standing desk. We have Katie
Super.
talking about tough moments, not you, Katie A, talking about tough moments and hours. Thankful for online events. We're thankful for you, Katie.
Yeah.
A little bit of anxiety from Mackenzie, but overall doing all right. That's good. It's good. I think a little anxiety is reasonable. Everyone,
Mhm. I think a
everyone
little bit
has
of
a little
anxiety is
anxiety.
required at this point, so you're
Mhm.
right on track.
Doing chaotic. Yeah, I really like chaotic as a descriptor for how you're
Mhm.
doing because that feels accurate. Um, Lisa took a walk today. Also, it's
Yeah.
their first live chat. So, hello, Lisa. Welcome.
Yay, welcome,
You're
Lisa.
crushing it already. You're great. Charisma is doing okay overall. Thankful to work from home. Yeah, definitely. I have been feeling a lot of that lately.
Mhm.
Amber, who's also on HPA senior staff, just stress baked chocolate chip cookies. Amber, please mail some. Put some in the
Yeah,
chat for us.
put them in the chat.
um, oh, Annabelle wants to know if we shared pronouns. Thanks for that reminder, Annabelle. I use she, her pronouns. Katie also uses she, her pronouns.
Sure.
You were curious. Um, C says they're preschool teacher assistants, so they miss being surrounded by 3 to 5 year olds. That's real.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
I have
Dan-
I have
Danielle's
a
just
one and a
commiserating
half
with
year old
stress
who's
baking.
being very loud right now that you could listen to. Quite quite a lot of things.
Yeah.
Kate spent 2 hours driving around trying to track down specific
Mm.
groceries for her elderly parents. Oh, you were victorious though.
Yay!
Yay!
Very cool.
Good work. Oh yeah, a couple other people talking about stress baking. I dig it.
Mhm.
I did some stress baking yesterday, and now I'm
Yeah.
reaping the rewards of that. They're
Yeah.
really good.
We
There was
did a lot
also
last
some
week
real,
for sure.
I'm sure people have looked at like hashtag Corona cooking, but you can see like the meals people are making at home. I had
Mhm.
to do some Corona cooking because we ran out of brown sugar. And so I
Oh.
thought like, oh, well, I can just substitute having a bunch of extra white sugar. And I had no idea that apparently it's not a one-for-one
Oh
substitute.
no.
So now I
Oh
have
no.
the sugariest cookies I've ever had in my entire life. They are fantastic, and every single one I eat, I'm just can feel my teeth falling out of my mouth. It's fantastic.
Katie's a notorious sugar lover, so
Yeah,
it's like
I'm
the
even
best
reaching
person for this
levels that
mistake
I
to
feel
happen to.
uncomfortable with.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
My sugary treat is I went and got a takeout malt from a local theater that I love. that had to cancel shows, close down for the first time in like 42 years, and I feel really bad. So I was like, I'm gonna go get a treat for myself and also give you some money right now, you know? So it's my live stream meal.
Nice. We
Mhm.
had some incredible tacos. I was very lucky to enjoy some excellent tacos.
I like Tamarind saying that they once forgot to put an extra scoop of sugar, so the two of you should work together, and
Oh,
then you'd end up with exactly the right amount, right in the middle there.
it's true. We'll plan it out for next time.
Mhm.
But so it sounds like everybody's sort of in similar places. Like we're stress baking, we're feeling a lot of emotions. There are a lot
Yeah.
of um, there's a lot going on in the world. It's
Yeah.
simultaneously like the world has stopped and also the world is like the busiest, most chaotic thing that has
Yeah.
ever happened. Um, and so we're gonna talk about some things tonight that are really like ways that you can sort of help deal with those feelings while also making a difference to others in your community. Do I have that right, Janae?
You do.
I have it right. Fantastic. And don't forget, you can keep tweeting about what we're talking about. Hashtag small things con. I will probably retweet you on the HPA's account. And we also have some fun things to announce as we go along through this here live stream. So
Did everyone sign up for Small Things Con and get your ticket?
yeah.
Because I just want to know if people got it and if they figured out all the references yet. If you didn't know, you go to bit.ly/small things ticket, I believe.
Let
If
me
you
let me fact check that.
yeah, fact check that for me. But if you sign up, you get sent a digital ticket, and I'm obsessed with this because one of our volunteers, Destiny, designed this ticket, and like all of the numbers are references. So if you all figure those out, you should definitely put them on the tag because I'm still working on it. They're pretty great.
Yeah, that Bitly is legit. I just dropped it in the chat. Um,
Doing
there
so
are
well.
there are references on every number on the ticket
Yeah.
references something from the books, and we have not figured them all out yet.
Mm-hmm.
And
Only
it's
Destiny
amazing.
knows. She
It's
holds all of the
amazing. It's
knowledge.
fantastic. Destiny is fantastic. The ticket is fantastic. But yeah, let's start chatting. Janae, all the secret
Yeah.
things I had to set up are set up now and I'm ready to roll.
Heck yeah. Yeah, so we just wanted to talk about, I think kind of our theme, our inspiration for this whole, at least 2 weeks, however long we needed weeks of programming,
Mhm.
was just this idea of like, okay, what is the Harry Potter Alliance community super good at? We are super freaking good at coming up with things that may feel like small things or small moments, small actions, but when we do them all together as a community, they make a really big impact. And also, just like sometimes a small thing, even just for yourself, makes such a big impact. And when the world is like this, capital L, capital T, it's just really helpful to feel like you um, have things to do. So I wanted to, kind of open up our first live stream just talking about, what are the things that people are doing in your local communities? Like, what have you done to feel like you can help your neighbors, your family, yourself? Which feel free to drop things in the chat as we're talking. And then we'll also, kind of talk about a few ideas we've picked up from just kind of keeping on top of all of the organizer news and resources that have been shared around for the last week. And then we're gonna do an action right here on the live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, action coloring, the best kind.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to step out to get my supplies because, of course, I forgot them. But
That's cool. That's cool.
the convenient thing is, I'm already home.
Yeah.
Go
So
grab 'em.
yeah. So we'll talk about a lot of different stuff. We did want to, talk about a thing that I think is, I mean, it's hitting everyone in so many ways, but I think in fandom community, like we're in such a unique position of being in the organizing community and also a big part of fandom community. And I'm sure you all have seen kind of the ripple effects of what this has been doing to the convention circuit, to a lot of our major events. We're definitely hearing this from our chapters too, from lots of folks. Things we're really excited about. And to be honest, it has had an impact on the HPA as well. We do exist in kind of this convention fandom ecosystem.
I thought you were gonna say we exist in capitalism, and then I was going to boo.
Also true, unfortunately. We do exist in capitalism, and so this
Boo.
is a thing. Yeah, thumbs down, don't like. So if you're enjoying Small Things Con and you are in a position where you're able to donate, we can really use your help right now to basically try to make up some of the things that we've lost in our own plans for the year. We have a fundraiser going on right now. Ways to make a donation. Katie, anything particularly you want to direct people to?
That I want to direct people to.
Yeah.
What I want to direct people to. So we do have a fundraiser, which I think is super important to plug. It's bit.ly/support Granger 2020. And that is, we've had to we're already working on revamping our whole strategy. So we had a campaign going that was Hermione is running for president, first witch in the White House, and we're still going to be working on that. It's all around voter engagement and that kind of stuff. But it leaned really heavily on events and all these in-person trainings that we were going to be doing and all these cool events that we were going to. And so we're totally having to retool that now. And so we are also retooling the fundraiser a little bit. But anyway, you can get involved in that if you go to bit.ly/support Granger 2020. I'll drop it in the YouTube comments also. Or Amber, if you're still there, maybe you can throw it in. But the other thing that is a special release just for Small Things Con is an idea that we had before its time. So 4 or 5 years ago, we released a t-shirt that said King's Cross Con. It just because it's in your head, but it's totally real. And it was a reference to when, Voldemort casts Avada Kedavra on Harry, and Harry, does he die? Does he go into a coma? What is it? Well, I don't know, but he definitely goes to King's Cross Con, and hey, Dumbledore's there. And so they're in this sort of place that is real and not real, and there's the three of them there, right? Dumbledore, Harry, and the world's grossest baby. And so we had the idea to make these King's Cross Con t-shirts, and they were the idea of a convention that is sort of real and sort of unreal. Was the world wasn't ready for it yet. And the world is still not ready for it, but we're here anyway, and it's still happening. So we are bringing back that t-shirt that was much beloved by mostly us. We are going to be selling it to support the work that the HPA is doing and all the Small Things Con events and the team behind it. I just dropped the link into the chat. But so that is live. You can grab your King's Cross Con t-shirts. It's going to be a great reminder of a very weird time. It's going to be a reminder of fun things that happened during a time that was very like not fun. Um,
I'm
and
just laughing at Lisa's comment of world's grossest baby, the story of Voldemort.
mhm, yes.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Lisa, it's your first live chat, but you're really crushing it on
you're
on
killing it, Lisa.
the
Way to
yeah,
go.
doing great.
Way to go. All of so yeah, and so I'm not going to talk about the t-shirt real long because like we're going to get into
Yeah,
more of
we're
the
gonna get into
nitty
other
gritty
stuff.
like changing the world kind of stuff. But just so you know, all the proceeds from the t-shirt sales are going to go back into supporting the HPA's digital organizing work and everything as we are like sort of retooling our plan for the year. And yeah, we're super excited about it. Um, and we hope that you buy it and you love it. I'm going to buy one. We also, because it's on Bonfire, you can get it in different styles. So you have the slim fit, the premium unisex, and also the slouchy tank. If you're going for stay home chic, is available in a variety of colors. And it will get delivered to you in a matter of weeks. So we may still all be social distancing and we can all pop on our t-shirts and share pictures of them together.
Yeah.
And it will be very exciting. So anyway, yeah, that's what's happening with the HPA in the fundraising arm because like the truth is we do depend on income that we get from conventions and that like not just that, but that is a chunk of our organizing budget that is now gone. And so this kind of stuff is important. And you're going to see this from other nonprofits and other artists and things like that. And I know a lot of us right now are in a position of really significant struggle. And if you are in that position, don't worry, because next we're going to talk about all sorts of things that you can do, and it requires no money and can make a big difference. But if you are in a position to be able to spend money, being able to donate to the HPA stuff, being able to purchase art from artists you admire, being able to support other nonprofits, like this is a really important time to do that. And we know that like y'all are very like giving and supportive people. So whatever, I don't have to harp on this. Let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah, so let's talk
Yay,
about
t-shirts.
yay t-shirt. So we have a few things that we're gonna just kind of chat through. Like these are things that we've been seeing, like said. Again, like tell us in the comments what you've all been doing or what you've been seeing in your communities because okay, so if there's gonna be an upside to a global pandemic, it is just the like incredible community organizing and like community care that I've been seeing.
Mhm.
Like it just is honestly, it's so lovely and just really starting to see like how close knit like my community is for sure. I've been hearing about this in other places as well. Finding ways to support each other. Like it's just been you know, it's been beautiful, which
Yeah.
feels strange to say when, I don't want to diminish the very many people who are being hurt by this, but if there's going to be anything that comes out of it, it's seeing that beauty and just kind of the humanity in our communities, which is
Yeah.
lovely.
I told this to you, Janae, but I've been having this. So where I live now, I've lived here for 2 years. And then many years before that, I grew up in this neighborhood as well. And so moving here, I already kind of knew that like this was not a real chatty neighborhood. It's very hilly. There are not a lot of sidewalks. Like people don't hang out a lot. Um, and in the last week, I have met more of my neighbors than I have met in the last 2 weeks of living here because it's so interesting to me because we have all been told that sort of the best way to take care of each other right now is just to pretend that everyone is sick, and to act as if you could always be giving off the virus. And it's really funny because like I've seen more and more people respond to like pretend everyone is sick with like, "Hi, I'm Katie. What's your name?" Like from a safe distance back, but like
Uh-huh.
and I have met so many of my neighbors just in this last week when we're like going out and getting some fresh air. And it's been really nice. Like, I wish
Yeah.
it could be under normal and better circumstances.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the other thing about talking about getting back to normal. But like, we'll talk about this more as we go along. But the truth is, like, we all want to get through this pandemic with as many people being as safe as possible, and that is the number one goal. And also, I don't want to go back to normal after
Yeah.
this because normal has been bad for most people for a very long time.
Yes.
And
As
like,
we discussed, capitalism thumbs down. Let's not
capitalism grew.
let's not gonna just go straight back to what we were doing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, capitalism's a really complicated it's a complicated beast. Whatever. We all live here. We all know our hometown. But uh but I think there are a lot of things that could be gained from just this thing where we are all having to band together and we are all having to really depend on our immediate communities and on also our global communities. And we're having to think about like the way our systems run and the way we take care of each other as a society and in totally new ways. And I think it's going to force us. I think it's going to get hard. I think it's going to get harder than it already is, but I think it's also going to force more and more change that has needed to come for a really long time. So that's my thoughts about getting back to normal. I hope we get back to better than normal. That's
We get back to better. Yeah.
that's the plan.
It's a gem.
Yeah, author
Um,
Sarah Mortensen has announced that this is a redo of her favorite HPA show ever, which is amazing. Sarah Acacia will be so excited.
oh boy. Yeah, so some of the things we've been seeing that we're gonna kind of let's go through some of these. So I think the hot topic, hot like term that I've been seeing a lot is mutual aid. Um,
Trending term. I gotta
yeah,
turn on the
trending
light
term.
real quick, but keep
Cool.
talking.
Yeah. And so I'm going to take a moment to just like, what is mutual aid? Because it's kind of a like, it's a strange term that is very simple. It basically just means people helping each other. So if you've been seeing it around and you're not entirely sure if there's something special, it's all it means is people helping one another mutually. Um, and I've seen a lot of folks starting these things up locally in whatever city, town you're in. There's probably a group that's organizing this in your area already. If they aren't, there's lots of ways you can kind of start it up pretty easily. Some of the things that are coming out of mutual aid a lot are like folks who are disabled or immunosuppressed or elderly, and it's not safe for them to be going to the grocery store themselves. If you're able to pick up groceries for them and drop it at their door, that sort of thing is something that makes a big impact for a lot of people.
Mhm.
Things like if they can't go outside, they need somebody to walk their dog, like that sort of stuff is really helpful. I've seen people posting about, oh, I had extras of this item in my house already. Do you need some right now? And kind of redistributing resources that way.
It's it's something it's interesting to think about because it's something that like I think used to be a lot more common in neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And I think that like the more that we have moved as a society to being like one very online, but two also very like I don't know if like very mobile basically like you're expected that you're going to move for your career. You're expected that when you're 18, you're leaving home and, you're going to strike out on your own. And it's sort of expected that you're not going to, especially when you're young, you're not going to be in one place for a super long time. And I think that, like, that that makes it hard to build some of those mutual aid networks if
Mhm.
it's not happening organically because people are moving in and out a lot. Um and yeah, I don't, it's interesting because we're having to like teach people how to be good neighbors again,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's not hard once you start doing it because most people want good neighbors.
Mhm.
But there is an awkwardness to it because if you haven't been doing it, like I don't, like I said, I grew up in this neighborhood that like is super duper hilly, and like it was very like we didn't go trick or treating in my neighborhood because it was just like you'd go like one block up and you'd be like you'd like go somewhere else to trick or treat, and so you won't even meet your neighbors that way. Except there was one house that was like 5 blocks up the hill from mine where they gave out full size candy bars. So like
Oh,
I
so there
did
was a
make an effort
reward
to
for
go
it.
there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
To be clear. Anyway, sorry, that was kind of a like Janae was going this way and I sort of like went that way. So
No,
I'm going to steer us back now.
no, that was great. And I think like to this point of, just being good neighbors, I've heard of a lot of folks, if you want to do something more specific to your neighborhood or you're not quite sure what's going on in your city already, there are a few different templates online, but honestly, all you need is just some like post-it notes, pieces of paper torn up, and just write a little note that's like, hey, if this is you, like if you are able to do this, which not everyone might be able to, but if you feel that you're able to do things like pick up something extra for your neighbor while you're at the store, just leave a little note outside the door. Obviously, don't knock. You don't want to be meeting people face to face, but leave a little note outside the door. It's like, hey, if you need something, text me at this number. Let me know. I can bring it to you. And just simple acts like that, I think, are so impactful. A friend of mine borrowed a cup of bleach from a neighbor the other day, and we were just talking about like it's not a cup of sugar, it's a cup of bleach right now. Um,
That has a very 2020
yeah,
vibe to it.
very 2020 story, but like it was important. She needed it. Her neighbor was nice enough to bring some to her. So yeah, it
It's
can be
2020. We need to disinfect.
yeah, it's true. Um, yeah, I think those sorts of things are so simple. Um, or maybe it's just that you're leaving a little note of like you can do it or like we're gonna make it or something like that outside for
Somebody,
folks.
somebody said in the chat they were really enjoying like positive sidewalk chalk art,
Oh yeah.
which is a really fun thing if you have like chalk at home. That's a really easy
Yeah.
way to like brighten things up for your neighborhood. Uh,
Mhm.
it reminds me of like what they're doing in Italy with the kids are painting banners that have rainbows on them that say something like it's going to be all right, but
Mhm.
it's in Italian, so it sounds beautiful. Um,
Sounds gorgeous. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that kind of stuff like really matters during this time. Like more than you'd even think it does.
yeah. There's also like but yeah, just making that point that like if you're in a position to be able to help people, thinking about, how can I do that? Who in my immediate surroundings like
Mhm.
needs help? Um yeah, I'm going to be honest, like on my end personally, like a lot of what I've been doing to help folks has been more online,
Mhm.
because my family is in a position that we have some immunocompromised folks, and it is just like we can't be the ones doing the grocery shopping right now.
Yep.
But the number of people that have pitched in to help us figure that out and to like bring us what we need or help in different ways has been really like both like both humbling and also like not surprising, because I believe that people despite what we may see from some parts of the universe, most people want to be good and they want to be helpful. And um there's story after story after story of people when things get hard, we get better,
Yeah.
and we work to take care of each other. And so, um, yeah, I know. I don't know. We've been the recipients of some mutual aid, and it's been really a wonderful thing, also. So,
Amber is just saying that her family's been making a point to support small businesses while they're still open, which is a great transition into my next point. Thanks for that, Amber.
Boomer.
um, yeah, so again, this is one of those things that like it depends on well, so actually no, because there are lots of ways you can do this. If you are in a financial position to be able to support small businesses right now, whether that's local like storefront small businesses or artists, that's fantastic. A piece of advice that I saw that I thought was like really useful for me and my budget was basically anybody that you would have visited during this time of quarantine. Whenever you get to that moment, you're like, oh, today I would have gone to this coffee place, buy a gift card for what you would have gone for, if you're not able to, do curbside pickup or whatever it may be. I just thought that was a super good way to think about it and kind of organize for me. But I've been seeing a lot of really good advice too about if you're not in a financial position to do that, take an hour to go through and like leave really good reviews on all of your favorite businesses on like Google reviews or Yelp. Be sharing them on social media. Like every time they post, it seems like every business has some sort of like, we're doing this deal or this like thing or this thing, like please help right now.
Mhm.
Be sharing those things, basically everything you can do to kind of promote the business during this time, and that way it'll be on people's minds, for folks who can support, or the next time we are able to to support these folks. I thought that was a really cool idea also of just, take these moments to show some appreciation for businesses that you're missing right now.
Mhm.
Which has
It
certainly been
absolutely
a thing for me.
it absolutely works too. I uh f- was delivered an ad via Facebook, um, but for dollar sushi nights at this place that I used to go to all the time, and I knew they had dollar sushi, but then just like other restaurants opened, and I just started doing other things, and then Facebook was like, "Your friend really likes this restaurant. She left a review of it. You should look at it too." And then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna
Mhm.
order me some dollar sushi. This is
Yeah,
fantastic."
yeah.
So, I saw also in the chat someone talking about giving the delivery people, if you have folks coming by your house who are doing
Hmm.
deliveries, giving them extra tips,
Yeah.
which is a super good idea. The folks who are doing delivery and grocery store and food bank work right now are all really like first responders in a global emergency, and
Hmm.
they are not paid like they are,
Yeah.
and so being able, like, if you're able to I was told once that tipping is the smallest big thing that you can do for somebody else, and so that is like a great tip as well. um yeah. It's been so interesting watching all of these businesses like adapt to these
Yeah.
out models and curb delivery and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of the businesses here have been doing the method of they've moved a table up to their front door And so there's just like a little, put the thing on the table, step back, you get the thing off the table. Like there's this whole there's this whole process now, but it's really it's innovative.
Everybody's trying new things.
Yeah, everyone's stressing it out.
Yeah. Oh my God. Man, this is going to be such a weird thing to look back on.
Yeah.
I just can't wait till when my grandchildren have to write a report on this time in history. And they're like, Grandma, what was it like living through COVID-19? And I'm going to be like, no one knew what was going on at any point. We ate out for a lot of meals, but never actually outside of our home. And all of the major movies were streamed directly to our TV the moment they came out.
Yeah.
We
Shout
were
out to Frozen too.
we were all trapped, and we all got to watch Emma
Yeah.
together.
God, I was having that thought today while I was washing my hands. I was like, man, this entire
It was while you
anyone
were washing your hands, because that's 30 to
all
40
the time.
minutes a
All
day.
the time. But one of the times I was washing my hands, I had this thought of like, there's gonna be this whole weird like generation of children whose parents are very specific about how they wash their hands. Like I feel like our whole like all of our children are gonna be like, man, millennial generation, Gen Z, they're super like, God, yeah, that's just a thing old people do. They're like really weird about how you have to wash your hands. Because by the time we're done with this, it will have been trained into every fiber of our being of the proper way to wash your hands.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be doing the surgical.
Yeah, that everybody's seen that Twitter video where it's like the black ink, and you're like, oh God, like
I gotta get it everywhere.
everywhere.
Oh man, somebody my father, who to my knowledge, no toilet paper crisis ever impacted his life. However, he was always convinced that we were going to run out. And so he would buy like just the biggest possible package that you could buy of toilet paper. That is what he got. And like, of all the things that could have like sunk into me and my brothers, like that was it. So I have always purchased toilet paper of like, why would you get 40 rolls when you can get 72? And I have been made, my brothers and I have been made fun of by everyone we've ever lived with for this tendency that we all have. But my dad taught us, literally, he said, there will be lots of time in your life where you have no toilet paper and wish you did. But there will never be a time in your life where you think, God, I wish I had less toilet paper right now. And so I have it's been amazing because this has been this weird imprint on the psyche of the three of us. And now in the span of like 2 weeks, I have watched my entire generation get exactly that same imprint of like, we will have grandchildren that will just have closets stuffed with toilet paper because every time we come over, we'll be like, here, sweetie, I brought this for you.
I've also been seeing a lot of so I follow a lot of, like reducing waste sustainability things. It's been interesting in that community to see the combination of like, okay, more disposables here, but also everyone feeling very good about all of their reusables that they didn't have to go out and try to find. And they're like mailed boxes of 48 rolls of toilet paper, which was definitely me. I was just like, I'm set. My entire sink is ready to go.
I do want to encourage people as we're talking about this. Feel free to share what your 20-second hand washing anthem is in the chat. Maybe you're already talking about that. I saw something
they are a little
about
bit.
how it was Wizard Rock songs were some of your faves to sing. I dig it. And now people are talking about how they can't necessarily relate to TV shows. quite the same because you see people standing so close to each other.
I cannot remember which author this was. My apologies to whoever this was. If you know it, share it. But this person was they're publishing a contemporary book this year, and they were talking about how it's the first time they've ever referenced a specific year in one of their books. And the book is all about a 2020 high school graduation. And she was like, I can't believe the first time I've ever done this. My book is now an alternate universe because
Oh God.
so sad. Oh man. Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry. I'm in shock because somebody put "Hush" from Buffy the Gentleman Song as their hand washing anthem, and I'm feeling a deep chill all the way to my bones right now. Um,
good. Well,
let's
hey,
let's.
yeah, you got some thoughts about media?
I do have some thoughts about media.
Sounds like you do in many ways.
What a seamless transition.
Mhm.
Janae, this is the transition. Speaking of hand washing songs and other media we love, let's talk about how the media is portraying COVID-19 right now.
It's a great transition. Good job.
Seamless. Thank you. No, I just wanted to highlight a couple things because when we're talking about ways to help ourselves and to help other people during all of this, the news and the way we consume it is super important. I don't have to tell all of you that going down a social media hole looking at COVID-19 news is bad for you because I know you've all done it and you've all lived to regret it, or at least maybe I'm projecting right now. But I wanted to just highlight a couple of news sources that are designed to give you like factual information without it being super overwhelming. And this is something that you can share with other folks, and you can help to combat misinformation that gets put out by all kinds of different sources. And also just like while we're here, it goes it doesn't go without saying because I'm going to say it, but the whole like terrible racist thing of calling it the Chinese virus, like call that out. If you know people who are doing that, tell them to freaking stop because this is what does that say? Wash your hands, don't be racist. That
My local restaurants is handing these out with their orders, and it's my favorite sticker.
that is really good. Can you
That's all
get
I
one
need
of
to
those?
know.
Mail it to me.
Mhm.
Um, but anyway, yeah, wash your hands. Don't be a racist. If you hear people saying racist, terrible things, call them out because the only thing letting them say it without being checked is going to achieve is making the world less safe. It makes the world less safe for Asian people, and it makes the world less safe for everyone, really. So anyway, that's one thing you can do. Call that out. Cost you no money to stand up to racists. Um, and also, so one of the things that a good place to get some info about COVID-19 stuff is the News Literacy Project. They're newslit.org, as in this news, it's lit. Um, their whole thing right now is giving facts a fighting chance, and so they are doing a lot of different work around like debunking misinformation that's going around. They have articles and tips that are really like factual and reliable. They have a bunch of different websites that you can use for getting like up to date information about what's happening around the world and the best ways to keep you and your community safe. So newslit.org. They also have a quiz that you can sort of like test your own knowledge about this stuff. And so that one I recommend, and it is specifically designed to be something that is helpful and not overwhelming. So that's on the sort of like reading visual side of things. If you are more of an auditory person, there's a podcast called Outbreak. And I'm trying to scroll up because it has like it's not just Outbreak. It's called like Outbreak the Facts and Fiction. Oh, Outbreak the Facts and Fiction of COVID-19. It is a daily podcast if you like are wanting the most up-to-date news all the time, but you're also trying to limit like what you're consuming about it. Each episode is like 30 minutes or less. And it will sort of update you on like, here's all the relevant things you need to know today and not any more of that. And so that can be a good one too. Jamie in the comments suggested also Coronavirus Daily Briefing is a helpful podcast, which I think is sort of the same kind of vibe of like short, give you what you need and then cut you off. But yeah, it's really easy to get into a deep spiral with this kind of stuff. And part of what we want to do as a community is like help each other out when we're spiraling and sort of, keep everyone connected to like, what are the small things that we can do to like take care of ourselves and take care of our community. Because just sort of getting sucked into all the news isn't helpful to everyone. Some people it is helpful, and if that's you, go for it. Yeah, I think that's what I had for the media pieces. I intentionally wanted to keep it short because I wanted to emphasize the value of that.
Speaking of helping each other out when we're spiraling, we have an action that we're going to do together right on this live stream right now. Yay. Check out that.
Why don't you explain
so well with our transitions?
Why don't you explain those things while I go get my supplies because I forgot them.
Sounds great. So we were just talking earlier about like, sending love messages and chalk art and notes and all of those things. So we thought it would be fun to make some signs to transfigure our windows, or I know I have like a wall kind of on the side of my house that I think is going to be good for this, to write some messages of thanks and support. So it could be something like, thank you, healthcare professionals, thank you, grocery store workers, whoever you want to thank in this moment. Or it can just be a simple like, we're going to get through this, or, our neighborhood loves you, or things are going to be okay. Whatever you think that message should be. All you need is a piece of paper. I happen to have some very old, what do you call this? It's not cardstock. Construction paper. I have old construction paper. It's just waiting to be used. Find like some markers or something, a pen, and just put it up somewhere where like other people in your neighborhood can see it. Just kind of spread that message of love and support through your neighborhood.
I'm showing some of the art that already exists in this sketchbook.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been working on colors. So here's a guide that Tyler drew with all the colors labeled for our 1-year-old to read.
That was pretty great.
It's fantastic. Janae, what is your message going to be?
I think I'm going to write, I might do two. I might do one that's a thank you to grocery workers, because I feel like I at least have not seen as much like outpouring of thanks for them. Obviously, healthcare professionals deserve an incredible amount of support and thanks right now. But also just, really thinking about those folks who didn't sign up to be first responder frontlines workers. Probably didn't expect that when they decided to work at a grocery store, and now that's where they find themselves. So I think I'm going to write one of those, and then I might do kind of a, a general uplifting, we'll make it through this sort of thing. See where the wind takes me. What are you going to write?
I am going with healthcare heroes. Today was a big day for some folks in my family with some healthcare things, and all positive, all good things. And so I want to take a moment to like help, recognize those folks who are working in the field. I also have a couple of friends who are folks who work in hospitals, and they are super dedicated and working really hard, but also are, feeling, I don't want to say scared, but like apprehensive. And just, real about the challenges are that they're facing. I'm going to have to start over because I didn't leave enough space.
The age-old tale.
Healthcare, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it.
I've seen some cool comments. Jamie says they are a grocery worker, so shout out to Jamie. Thank you
go
so
Jamie.
Much. Also, someone, I'm not sure how to say your name. I apologize. Ann Shimo, I think that's a username. But the neighborhood where they work did a flower walk. Everyone put giant flower pictures in their windows.
Oh my God, there was a neighborhood around here that did a shamrock walk.
Cute.
Yeah, and for kids to go around and look for shamrocks on St. Patrick's Day. That's super cute.
So if you're doing this along with us, tell us in the chat what you're writing, and then I picture it didn't happen. Take pictures and post them on Twitter, please, of your sign now or when you put it up. Somebody asked, a couple people asked if you're in an apartment building. I think you could also, I mean, I'm not sure what your rules are, but I think just like outside on your door, if people are walking through the hallways, would be a cute place to put it.
Or like if you're up, if your problem is you're like up really high, you could just do like a really big heart or something.
Yeah,
like
simple.
Something people can see from afar. It'd be nice to get some little, like if you live in a place that has a yard, it'd be nice to make, some little yard signs or something. If you have some leftover, like 27 people have dropped out of the presidential race recently. So if you have some extra yard signs kicking around, you just put some paper on top of those, put some packing tape on top, you're good to go. Brand new sign.
I saw one of those already. Just driving around my neighborhood, somebody just turned a sign backwards and wrote, "Thank you, healthcare professionals," on it.
Yeah. See? The people are thinking of it before I am. We're all the people. I do want to remind people also, as we're sitting here, we plugged our fundraiser in the beginning of this, but it's only been an hour and the fundraiser's still going. So you can check that out, bit.ly/support Granger 2020. Or you can also get our King's Cross Con 2020 stay home shirts for wearing around people who immediately live in your house and nobody else. You can take pictures of your stay home chic, and we'd love to see you. Oh yeah, Amber said a lot of folks here are putting rainbows all over town, which is like what they're doing in Italy. Also, also Amber told me to put the links to the different news things I talked about. I'm going to drop those in here.
Amber's just doing op stuff behind the scenes, like reminding us to do stuff.
Standard. The newslit.org link is really long, but you could also just go get to it by going to newslit.org. But I just dropped both of those in the chat.
Yeah, also just want to acknowledge our same friend, making the point that nurses and healthcare folks also didn't sign up to be on the front lines of the pandemic. Very true. Very noted. Nobody signed up to be on the front lines of this really, unless you were joining like CDC,
Doctors Without
like
Borders.
yeah, that kind of stuff. So seriously, shout out to everybody who's been responding and
Mm-hmm.
making our communities continue to function, taking
Yeah.
care of people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm just coloring in hearts now.
I know. That's beautiful. I have completely spaced out my sign wrong, but I'm not going to judge myself because
Yeah, all
it's
signs are beautiful.
it's 9:30. It's the first night of Small Things Con. I'm super excited to be here, and I'm not going to judge myself that I didn't
Yeah,
space my sign out right. I think it's okay, and I think
spirit.
it's great that we're all here. I want to talk about while we're coloring here. I want to talk about what we have coming up for Small Things Con.
Oh yeah.
Um, this is an ever-changing schedule
Yes.
because we are going to be adding new stuff as like more people get involved. I've actually got some messages on Twitter of people saying that they would like to do a Small Things
Nice.
Con.
Yeah, I have lots of emails in my inbox I haven't gotten back to. So this is a like you got to keep checking back on the schedule sort of
Yeah.
situation.
And so if you did sign up for a ticket, we will be sending you updates about like when different things get added and when and where things are. Because we're also not always going to be on YouTube because not everybody is looking at YouTube all the time. So we're going to be also going over to Instagram and like who knows where else we may roam. But
Who knows where me may appear? We could
yeah,
be anywhere.
we'll always let you know. But let's talk. I'm going to talk real quick about the other places that we're going to be, or the other things that we're going to be offering this week. So, coming up tomorrow. So, tonight we talked about like sort of the basics of like getting started with helping people. And tomorrow we really want to focus on like helping you remember to like be good to yourself. And so tomorrow, Janae and right, you're going to be there.
Yeah, me and
Okay.
Abby.
Yeah, Janae and Abby are going to be doing a Care of Magical Creatures class, and you're going to be making pygmy puffs, which is super cute. It's our Small Con Things logo, or Small Things Con. I'm the one that came up with the name. I don't know why I'm always screwing it up. You're gonna be making pygmy puffs. It's gonna be super cute, and I really love it because I think we're all in this weird place of like trying to, um, like live our normal life, but like in our house, and also you might have like some other obligations that you didn't have before, or like, maybe you're trying to take care of family members or neighbors or kids or whatever it is. And I think sometimes that can lead to us also being really like hard on ourselves of like we're having to adjust to something that's big and new and scary, and we want to be kind to ourselves while we're doing that. So you have your pygmy puff and you're going to love it and you're going to care for it and you're going to wash your hands and treat it with kindness. And it's going to be a reminder for you to do the same for yourself. Treat yourself as you would a beloved pygmy puff. That is the message of tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then on Wednesday, we are going to have Zandra Robinson Burns from Hero in Training is going to be talking about a release from achievement, which is very much about like remembering to rest and also like being in the moment of what's happening. Zandra is the most calming, patient, like creative person that I know. So if you're really looking for something that's going to soothe your anxiety, a Release from achievement on Wednesday with Zandra is going to be like perfect for you. On Thursday, we are having a Team Granger call, and we are going to be talking about what's up with voting during a pandemic. Hint, we don't know yet. But there are truthfully there are a lot of things that we could change with voting that would make voting more accessible, period, not just more accessible during a pandemic. And so we're going to be talking about like, mail-in voting, absentee voting, like how can you find out what's happening in your state? All that kind of jazz. And maybe talking about like some actions that we might be able to take throughout the year to like make voting something that is more accessible in 2020 than it was in years past, which is really, it's one of those things I'm talking about when I'm saying like, let's not go back to normal. Let's go back to better. On Friday, we are going to have 2 different workshops. We are going to have Book Recs Live. We know that you're all stuck at home. We know you're all reading. And so we're going to have some book recommendations for you. It's going to be fantastic. The description says, it's week 2. Have you run out of books yet? Yes. I'm super, the Ravenclaw in me is like so excited for that one.
Yeah, that's going to be with our friend Grace Gordon, who has presented at Granger Leadership Academy a few times. He's a great podcaster, also a former bookseller. And Kazia, who is also a bookseller, former bookseller, currently a librarian, people who know their ish about book recommendations. So I'm really excited to see what they have to say.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And I'm sure like that one, if you have questions you want to ask in the chat or like books you want to talk about, you'll have the option to do that in the chat as well. That'll be super exciting. And then in the evening is Wizards in Space in the Internet.
Hey, I forgot I was repping their shirt. I didn't plan that, I swear.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I just wear this shirt constantly, but how appropriate.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing a Harry Potter shirt also that is not HPA, which is the Puffs the Play shirt. There or nothing. Yeah, Janae, you're wearing the shirt. You want to talk?
I'm wearing the shirt. Yeah, they're gonna do a reading hour evening with a few different contributing writers from their latest issue. If you haven't gotten a Wizards in Space issue before, you should get one. They're super great. I actually I do. Look at me, I'm just chilling Wizards in Space for them. But yeah, you should get these things. That's gonna be super great. Yeah, that's Friday, and then yes. Hold on. I actually think there's new things.
There's stuff on Saturday. There's some stuff that's not in the program yet.
I know. That's how quickly things are being confirmed. Yeah. So on Saturday, there is going to be the global premiere of our friend Anna Dardik's new show, Sorted. Anna Dardik is actually, fun facts, the first HPA chapter organizer ever, and she is now on the board. She is doing a show called Sorted, where she brings on guests and talks about Hogwarts house styles and activism styles, which I think is super rad.
Folks are interested in.
I mean, maybe. And then on Sunday, one of our awesome volunteers, Catherine, is going to host a watch party for Into the Spider-Verse, which is that's this weekend. Freaking incredible movie. If you haven't seen it, now's the time. Yeah, so full programming. And like we keep saying, we literally have more. That's being confirmed all the time. So we're trying to keep everyone busy. Honestly, genuinely just want to hang out with y'all because we love our community. So this is just as much for us as it is for you all.
Yeah, I'm getting to color and hang out with like 30 of my best friends. I'm super excited about it.
Great.
You're all my best friends now. Congratulations.
Anna, it is not related to Jackson's Sorted, although similar title inspiration. We'll have to get Jack on here to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to decide what we're gonna rope Senor Jackson Bird into doing with us, but
I'm certain. I'm super excited. But yeah, so this, and then we have like, that's just week 1. And then we have like a whole other week of more fun stuff. And so we're gonna have some stuff that's gonna be hosted by our chapters, some stuff that's hosted by our partners, some stuff that is hosted by us right here. Hello. Also, like next week, one of the things is the quick quotes quill writing sprints, right?
Yeah.
That's what Black Girls Create. Super excited about
Yeah,
that.
that's actually that's a really cool one because I think Zandra will talk about this on Wednesday. You don't have to make this to time that you create something, but a lot of people have been excited to use some time to create and or have been wanting to write. And so they're actually doing a whole hour panel discussion on how to just start writing. Like if you've been intimidated or just like staring at a blank page, or you get a little bit in and then you stop, you're not sure where to go. That's the theme of that workshop. So that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, or if you did NaNoWriMo like 5 years ago when you were unemployed and you knocked it out of the park and then have never been able to get back into it. Oh yeah, right. I'm projecting again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds awfully specific. So there's that. There's zine making with a couple of one of our awesome volunteers and also friend of the HPA. We're gonna have a birthday party for Fred and George Weasley on their birthday on April 1st.
Not a joke. It is Fred and George Weasley's birthday, and we are going to be celebrating. I think we're going to be. I think I'm going to send out a recipe in advance so that everyone can make the same.
Make the same cake. Oh.
We can all have it together.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. If you have ideas on what kind of cake Fred and George Weasley would like, hit me up in the comments because I'm not sure.
Yeah, somebody's asking, is this the channel where the programming will be if it isn't specified? Part of the time. So we'll update the schedule at least 24 hours in advance with the link to whatever it is. Part of them will be here, part of them will be on our Instagram live, maybe some on Facebook. We'll see how it turns out. But the schedule will always have the link. So that's where you can find exactly where it will be.
Yeah.
I also am going to put out to the world a very special request.
All right.
I have a dream. And the dream is that during Small Things Con, we all learn how to make animals out of towels. Somebody suggested this on our volunteer staff, but they did not have the skills to back it up. And so far, nobody has volunteered to learn. And so if that person is you, who will take on the challenge of learning how to make towel animals and then teaching the world, please email me. It's Janae@thehpalliance.org. Send me an email. I'm recruiting you. I want to learn how to make a towel animal friend.
Make her quarantine dreams come true. And also, before anybody starts getting pedantic with us, Janae is hosting like 45 workshops already. So no, Janae doesn't have to be the one who leads the towel making workshop.
Oh, this is called community and validation. This is what they mean by like activism relay, okay? Like sometimes
some of you gotta pick up the towels and make a little llama out of it.
Oh, well, Tamarin says that they can make a towel snake or worm, so
you get to host just because that was really funny.
Tamarin, please join us to demonstrate a towel snake or worm. This was the answer all along.
I can also make a towel flying squirrel, which is just a towel spread out in a square. Oh my God. Fantastic. I'm so excited. Janae, I'm almost ready to.
I am ready.
I'm ready. Wait. I have one more. Okay.
Put on the finishing touches.
I'm going to color this yellow, even though yellow is really hard to see, but I've used every other color, so.
All right. You know, bring in the Hufflepuff spirit. That's fine.
Are we ready? Oh, wait. People are suggesting cake flavors for Fred and George. I need to read these really quick.
Weird flavored confetti cake.
What is unicorn cake? Like
It's just like when it's rainbowy.
is that a cake that has the unicorn horn? Because we're not going for like a nailed it vibe.
It's not a nailed it event.
Yeah, we could. That would actually be a really good Fred and George. But see, the thing is, Fred and George wouldn't f anything up. Like
No.
it would be very. Um, I don't know if I have the skills for unicorn cake, but maybe tell me more about it. What else we got? A weird flavor confetti cake. I have some Halloween funfetti that I didn't make. I could just make that. Um,
Yeah, I think
and then we
confetti
have,
cake's a good thought.
oh, mug. I vote for a mug cake. Easy to make and good for people without roommates. That's a really good point.
Or like, what about like an upside down cake?
Mm-hmm. Don't you need pineapple for that?
It's true. That's a very specific pantry item for this hour.
Well, speaking of specific pantry items, Amber just said that unicorn cake is made with real unicorn.
Do not approve.
So short on right now. Ask me anytime normally, but I ate straight through my unicorn stores.
It's the first thing to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unicorn cake also has a surprise candy filling. So that sounds amazing, but I don't know if I'm the person to make that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There's a baker on Instagram that follows us on Instagram, and she's a really like talented baker. And I have been meaning to ask her to do something with us, and I think I just figured out what it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, a lot of votes for funfetti. Cool. I'm into it. All right.
Yeah.
It'll be something.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, it's firework cake.
Ooh.
I
All
like
right.
it.
We'll be thinking. The challenge will be make your cake light on fire somehow. No, maybe. Are we ready to show our signs?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. Ready? One,
Yep.
2, 3. Yours is so beautiful.
Oh, yours is very cute too.
I love them.
Cute. I also made this one.
Me too. Oh, I love it.
I had a fancy white marker sitting here, so I had to use that somehow.
You had to use it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang this one up in my window. I'm really excited because I actually live very close to a hospital.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I live just a couple of blocks away. It's actually a hospital that my grandmother used to work for many years ago, and she lived like right around the corner from here, and she would walk to work. And yeah, anyway, so I'm excited about having that up for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, so share your signs, Instagram or Twitter, #SmallThingsCon, or tag us.
Yeah.
We want to see them.
Yeah.
We can have like the internet neighborhood version of all the signs being hung up.
I know. Oh, yeah. Come join our internet neighborhood.
Yeah, internet neighborhood.
If you're watching this, we tend to get a lot of people that watch these live, but we also get a lot of people that watch it after the fact. And so even if you're watching this and it's already passed, like go ahead and like make your sign and send us a picture so we're able to share them. I really like somebody on Twitter. Charisma describes Small Things Con as the introvert's dream. We're super excited to make that happen for you. Mm-hmm. Cool. So did we hit our agenda? I
think so.
All right. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here, but we are gonna take a minute to like just plug the last couple of things, which are of course like stop by our fundraiser. If you're feeling like really amped, like you want to help the HPA make a difference, a really amazing way that you can do that right now is go to bit.ly/supportgranger2020. And become a fundraiser for the HPA. Like all of the work that we're doing to like organize this convention and like all the different actions we're going to be doing and everything else, all of it does need financial support as well. And so if you're able to like, you're super jazzed and you want to do some fundraising, bit.ly/supportgranger2020. Can we post? Oh, somebody asked, can we post on Instagram instead of
Yes.
Twitter? Yes, of course. Wherever it is that you like to post your things, post your
Yeah.
things. We're probably there, and you can tag us or use the hashtag, and we will find you. So that's the fundraiser. The other thing, of course, is the King's Cross T-shirt.
Heck yeah.
Back now that the world is still not ready for it, but happening anyway. From our brains to your bodies, where it's coming. We've sold 8 so far. That's pretty good. That's like half of what we sold last time we had this thing out. So it's doing good.
I want to double our previous numbers.
That's right.
It's gonna be great.
I think I'm gonna get the slouchy tank. But anyway, like, so check out the fundraiser. Check out the King's Cross Con shirts. Those will be super cool. I'm babbling because I'm trying to type the link at the same time.
While you're typing the link, shout out to the multiple people who have already tagged me in towel making videos. Listen, I appreciate you all very much, but also I need you to learn how to do this, and then you will host this workshop. This is my request. If that is you, listen, you've already looked it up. All you got to do is just learn it.
You're halfway there.
Yeah, I can see Nina just tagged me in this, and I can see her typing as she responds to me on the Discord. Nina, hope you're ready to present.
So anyway, and then of course the last thing is to go to bit.ly/smallthingsticket and get your ticket to Small Things Con, because it is totally free, but that is the best way to make sure that you are getting the reminders of like when different events are coming up, and we promise not to spam you, and just only to remind you of cool things.
And the damn pro wizard puns.
Yeah, we'll try and give you as many wizard puns as we're legally allowed to. So if you feel like there's not enough puns, take it up with your city council. Anyway, so go hang your signs, make your signs, hang your signs. We are going to be back tomorrow, and by we, I mean Janae, and going to be doing some crafting and some self-care, and we're going to do amazing things all week. I'll be back on Thursday to talk about voting during a pandemic, and I love all of you. And I hope
we love you all. Thanks for being part of our internet global neighborhood.
Yeah.
We really do love being part of this community. Katie and I have had multiple conversations about how much we appreciate being part of this community right now. So you all are the greatest.
Oh, Hot Chocolate Professional, we love you too.
We do love you, Hot Chocolate Professional.
Everybody have a wonderful night. Stay healthy, stay warm, wash your hands, don't be racist. And just, the weapon we have is love. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Good night.